The Qinhuai River, as one of the oldest rivers in Nanjing, flows through the city center and carries rich historical and cultural heritage. At night, the scenery along the Qinhuai River is particularly unique, with flashing lights and reflecting buildings, creating beautiful night scenes. Let's take a night tour of the Qinhuai River together and experience the enchanting scenery. Imagine that as night falls, the shimmering lights on the banks of the Qinhuai River turn into a picturesque painting. The charm of the ancient capital of the Six Dynasties flows here forever, making people fall in love with it. The night is as dark as ink, but the Qinhuai River is never dim. Strolling along the riverbank, one feels as if they are immersed in an ancient world, marveling at the beauty of the interweaving of historical imprints and modern prosperity. The buildings on the other side of the river are layered and brightly lit. Boating by, various colored lights are projected onto the river, creating a dazzling and colorful scene. The tourists on the ship were laughing and singing along with the flowing water, and the water merged with the people. Although the Qinhuai River is still bustling with people and tourists, it does not affect its beauty at all. I believe that everyone who comes here has different insights, either passion or sadness. And his uniqueness lies in the fact that despite the lively atmosphere, it cannot conceal his gentle side. If you want to take a night tour along the Qinhuai River, you must make good use of your time. It is recommended to choose around 5:30 when the evening sky is just beginning to darken. Of course, this time is relatively crowded, but whether it is taking photos or enjoying the scenery, it is a must. Another thing to note is that the Gongyuan and Confucius Temple are not recommended for nighttime visits. The view of these two places is not good at night, so it is recommended to visit them during the day. The Nanjing City Wall, located in Nanjing City, Jiangsu Province, was first built in the 26th year of the Yuan dynasty's Xizheng reign, 1366. It was the capital city wall of Yingtian Prefecture in the early Ming dynasty and the largest existing capital city wall in China. The total length of the Nanjing City Wall is 35.267 kilometers, including 25.091 kilometers of ground remains and 10.176 kilometers of ruins. The total length of the city wall in good condition is 22.425 kilometers, and the total length of the city wall in ruins is 2.666 kilometers. The highest point of the city wall is 26 meters, the narrowest point at the top of the wall is 2.6 meters, and the widest point is 19.75 meters. The existing moat of the city wall has a total length of 31.159 kilometers, with a maximum distance of 334 meters and a minimum distance of 9 meters between the city wall and the moat. If you plan to visit Nanjing on the Mid-Autumn Festival, the Ming City Wall in Nanjing is definitely a place you can't miss. I highly recommend the section from Jiefeng Gate to Xuanwu Gate, which takes about 30 minutes to walk. The scenery along the way is very beautiful. Compared to Xuanwu Gate, Liberation Gate has significantly more tourists, and it is almost universally recognized as the best tourist destination. The Confucius Temple, which was first built in 337 AD, was originally only a school palace, but later expanded until 1034 when it was expanded into a Confucian temple. It was named after the worship of Confucius and became an important cultural and educational center at that time, which also made Nanjing famous. During the Ming and Qing dynasties, the Confucius Temple area continued to serve as a cultural and educational center, especially the Confucius Temple, the Study Palace, and the Gongyuan on the east side, which formed three major cultural and educational ancient architectural complexes, becoming a cultural symbol of Nanjing and one of the important reasons why Nanjing was famous throughout the country at that time. Especially during the Ming and Qing dynasties, the local Lantern Festival reached its peak and became an important folk cultural activity in Nanjing, further promoting the city's culture and historical achievements. The Confucius Temple is located in Qinhuai District, Nanjing City. It was built to commemorate the ancient Chinese philosopher and educator Confucius. It was not only a place to worship Confucius, but also a cultural and educational center in the ancient Nanjing area, with a high status at that time. When you visit here, you will experience the ultimate cultural experience and fully appreciate the charm of ancient Nanjing. When it comes to Chongqing, many friends will think of its internet celebrity attributes, such as Hongyudong, Liziba, and the Cross River Cableway. In fact, Chongqing is first and foremost a historical and cultural city, and then a central city in the western region. As for the internet celebrity cities, they are actually added by netizens. Whether it is Hongyudong, Liziba, or the Cross River Cableway, they are not built to become internet celebrity attractions. The Liziba train passes through the building, which was originally a station on the light rail line 2. The construction of the light rail station and the building started simultaneously in 2000, and it was opened to traffic in 2004. In the following decade, Chongqing people did not find it unusual, until 2018 when it was hyped as an internet-famous attraction by netizens from other places. It is not surprising that Chongqing deliberately created this internet-famous attraction. At present, Chongqing has operated 12 rail transit lines, built the world's largest mountain city rail transit operation network, and entered the ranks of world-class rail transit cities. As a leader in the world of internet celebrities, Chongqing's rail transit relies entirely on its strength to attract fans. These Super A and Super Cool rail transit stations are like checkpoints for walking, with various sky-high and earth-high, 90-degree aerial turning stunts that make you see explosions. Hongyudong is located in the center of Chongqing and is a city landmark that combines traditional and modern styles. It is known for its unique architectural style and charming night views. Especially on summer nights, the dazzling lights of Hongya Cave add a touch of brilliant color to this mountain city. The night view here not only allows people to feel the unique charm of Chongqing, but also provides visitors with an excellent summer night tour option. The architectural style of Hongyudong combines traditional Chongqing stilted houses with modern urban elements. The buildings here are built along the mountain, layer by layer, showcasing a unique cantilever design. Under the night lights, these ancient buildings complement the modern neon lights, creating a unique visual impact. The design of Hongyudong not only preserves the traditional architectural style of Chongqing, but also incorporates modern urban design concepts, making this area both historical and modern. The night lighting of Hongyudong is one of its biggest highlights. As night falls, the architectural complex of Hongyudong is decorated with colorful lights, making it dreamlike. Neon lights, colored light strips, and soft lighting intertwine to create a charming nighttime atmosphere. Especially on summer evenings, warm lights complement the cool night breeze, providing tourists with a comfortable and enjoyable sightseeing experience. The Wulong Karst tourist area in Chongqing is a national 5A level scenic spot. It includes 3 tourist attractions in Wulong, Chongqing, Tianqing Sanqiao, Xiand Mountain, and Furong Cave. Tianqing Sanqiao is located in the southern part of Xiand Mountain, between Xiand Mountain and Wulong County. Xiand Mountain is located in Xiand Mountain Town, Wulong County, Chongqing, in the Wuling Mountains of eastern Chongqing. Furong Cave is located on the banks of the Furong River, 4 kilometers away from Jiangkou Town, Wulong County. The 3 karst scenic spots of Tianqing Sanqiao, Furong Cave, Xiand Mountain, and Haoping Erosion-type Tianqing have been successfully declared as World Natural Heritage Sites. Tianqing Sanqiao is one of the most famous attractions in Wulong and also the largest natural bridge group in the world. There are 3 natural bridges here, namely Tianlong Bridge, Qinglong Bridge, and Heilong Bridge, which span over the underground river and form a unique landscape. Here, you can enjoy the clear water quality of the underground river and the scenery of the canyon it flows through, and feel the magical charm of nature. One of the most famous attractions in Wulong, Xiand Mountain National Forest Park, covers an area of 5,070 hectares and has a highest elevation of 2033 meters. The park mainly includes Lion Rock, Fairy Rock, and Ho Family Villa. Fairy Mountain is like a natural painting, quietly unfolding before us. It is themed around forests, perfectly integrating nature, culture, and technology to showcase its unique charm. Entering this green world feels like entering a mysterious world. Wulong is a charming place with magnificent natural scenery and rich cultural heritage. Furong Cave is a very famous karst cave scenic area in Wulong. There are many strange stalactites and stalagmites here, with various shapes, some even resembling people or animals. The winding and twisting inside the Furong Cave allows you to appreciate these beautiful natural landscapes up close. In addition, Furong Cave also has a beautiful waterfall that allows you to enjoy the beautiful scenery while feeling the cool water vapor. As the first tourist attraction in Wulong to open to the public, Furong Cave has a unique cave wonder. Known as one of the 3 major caves in the world and the only cave listed as a World Natural Heritage Site, Furong Cave is known as the King of Caves. The stable temperature in the deep part of the cave is 16.1 degrees. The main cave of Furong Cave is 2,700 meters long, with a sightseeing trail of 1860 meters, a bottom width of 12 to 15 meters or more, and a maximum width of 69.5 meters. The cave height is generally 8 to 25 meters, with a maximum of 48.3 meters. The total area of the cave bottom is 37,000 square meters, of which the Glorious Hall has an area of over 1,000 square meters and an area of 11,000 square meters, making it the most spectacular. The maximum static and passenger capacity of the entire Furong Cave is 185,000 people. Why can't we have hot pot when we come to Chongqing? Chongqing hot pot has a long history of over 200 years. According to evidence, the court located at today's Kaohsiunmun Port in Chongqing was once the confluence of the Yangtze River and Jialing River more than 200 years ago. It was a place for butchers to slaughter cattle and a gathering place for boatmen and boatmen to make a living. Hot pot, as the city card of Chongqing, not only carries the unique spiciness and freshness on the dining table, but also permeates the enthusiasm and generosity of the city. There are already 17,700 hot pot enterprises and 37,000 stores in Chongqing, with over 1 million employees. If you don't eat hot pot in Chongqing, it's like you haven't been there before. Chongqing hot pot has become a business card for Chongqing and its people, as well as a source of pride for Chongqing residents. Using Hotpot as a stage, it showcases Chongqing's innovative thinking, lifestyle habits, and local customs, reflecting the authentic culture of Chongqing. Xi'an Datong Night City is a city landmark that perfectly combines modern prosperity with classical charm. This not only showcases the magnificent scenery of the Tang dynasty, but also incorporates the dazzling lights of modern cities, creating a unique visual enjoyment. Whether it's day or night, Datong Night City can bring different experiences and surprises to tourists. The Tang Dynasty Night City is located in the center of Xi'an, aiming to recreate the glory of the prosperous Tang dynasty. The architectural style and landscape layout of this area fully reflect the magnificent atmosphere of the Tang dynasty. Walking here feels like traveling back to that prosperous historical period and experiencing the splendor of the Tang dynasty. Although the Tang Dynasty Night City does not have a fixed end time, nighttime activities are undoubtedly the most attractive part here. When night falls and the lights come on, the entire block seems to be lit up, filled with a strong cultural atmosphere everywhere. Tourists can enjoy a variety of exciting performances here, such as the Return to Chang'an series, which vividly reproduces the prosperous scene of the Tang dynasty through various art forms such as dance, music, and lighting. In addition, there are various interactive activities such as themed parades and street performances, allowing tourists to experience the charm of Tang culture up close. Xi'an Huimin Street is located at No. 1 West Street, Lianhu District, Xi'an City, and enjoys a high reputation locally. It is a gathering place for Xi'an cuisine and a paradise for foodies. As a Hui ethnic area with a history of hundreds of years, it has unique advantages and a strong sense of life. This place is usually bustling with people and lively, with various specialty snacks gathered here. There are over 100 unique Northwest-style restaurants and eateries gathered here, especially many shops that have been in operation for 100 years, making it worth exploring and savoring. Speaking of Huimin Street, it is almost synonymous with Xi'an. Coming to Xi'an without visiting Huimin Street is like going to Hangzhou without visiting West Lake. The best time to visit Huimin Street is during dinner time, especially from evening to night. At this time, Huimin Street is the busiest, with various food stalls starting to operate and the flow of people in the block reaching its peak. Although there are many people, it is precisely at this time that you can experience the most authentic atmosphere of Hui Muslim Street. Huimin Street is not just a street, but also a microcosm of Xi'an culture. The cuisine, culture, and charm here are unforgettable, becoming a must-visit destination for every tourist who comes to Xi'an. Through the experience of Huimin Street, you will not only be able to taste delicious local snacks, but also feel the strong local culture and historical atmosphere. The Anqing Wall, also known as the Xianming City Wall, is the largest and most well-preserved ancient city wall in China. It is located in the central area of Xi'an, Shaanxi Province, with a wall height of 12 meters, a top width of 12 to 14 meters, a bottom width of 15 to 18 meters, and a circumference of 13.74 kilometers. The city wall is called the Ancient City Area, covering an area of 11.32 square kilometers, and the famous Xi'an Bell and Drum Tower is located here. Stepping into the Xi'an City Wall, it feels like crossing a time tunnel and returning to the bustling ancient capital of 1,000 years ago. Every brick and stone bears the traces of history, and every door witnesses the passage of time. Strolling along the city wall, feeling the heavy historical atmosphere rushing towards you. The bricks and stone seem to whisper, telling ancient stories, while the doorway displays the glory and splendor of the past. There are two main ways to ride on the Xi'an City Wall: bicycles and shared bicycles. Bicycles can be rented at rental points on the city wall, with a typical hourly rent of around 10 yuan and a refundable deposit. The sunset time in autumn is around 6 p.m., so it is recommended to start cycling around 4 p.m. to avoid direct sunlight at noon and catch the sunset time. If you want to experience the city walls at night, you can extend the time appropriately and enjoy the fun of cycling in the darkness. The circumference of the Xi'an City Wall is about 13.74 kilometers, and it takes about 1 to 2 hours to complete a full circle. Wudao Avenue is one of the most worthwhile places to visit in Tianjin. It is a European-style architectural complex and the residence of modern Chinese historical figures, known as the International Architecture Expo Garden. Wudao is located in Heping District, Tianjin. The 5 roads in this area crisscross and form many small blocks. There are a large number of European-style buildings here, such as Italian style, French style, British style, etc., with different styles and exquisite beauty. These buildings have witnessed the prosperity and development of Tianjin as a city, as well as the tremendous changes in modern Chinese history. Most of the buildings within the 5 avenues are garden-style residences, each with its own unique features. Most of the owners of these houses are Qing dynasty veterans and officials and celebrities from the Beiyang government period. They spent their glorious lives here and left their own stories here. Nowadays, these stories have become a part of the 5 avenues along with the architecture, attracting countless tourists to explore. The architectural forms of the 5 avenues are diverse and each has its own characteristics. The buildings here are not just buildings, but also witnesses to history. Strolling on the streets of 5th Avenue, it feels like crossing time and space, returning to that vibrant era. Every brick, every tile, every blade of grass, and every tree here carries the memories of history, leaving people deeply moved. If you have the opportunity to come to Tianjin, be sure to take some time to walk along the 5 avenues and experience the beautiful time here. I believe you will be attracted by the beautiful scenery and history here, and linger on. Tianjin may not have the prosperity of a metropolis like Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou, the rich charm of the Qinhuai River, or the long history of the ancient capital Xi'an, but it has its unique personality and unparalleled characteristics. The recommended project to appreciate the night view of Tianjin is undoubtedly a night boat tour of the Haihe River. The most famous bridge in Tianjin is Jiefeng Bridge, which is a landmark building in Tianjin. It was built in 1927 and has a history of 94 years. This steel structure bridge connects Heping District and Hebei District, and was once known as Wanghua Bridge, French Bridge, and Zhongxing Bridge. Its predecessor was the old Longtu Iron Bridge. In 1949, after the liberation of Tianjin, it was renamed Jiefeng Bridge and has been in use ever since. Jiefeng Bridge is one of the most expensive bridges on the Haihe River. Despite the vicissitudes of time, it still stands tall and sturdy, with a strong and solid appearance during the day and a gentle beauty at night under the light. The modern high-rise buildings and traditional Western-style houses on both sides of the Haihe River complement each other at night, with the lights and neon lights of the buildings complementing each other, creating a unique urban style. At night, both sides of the Haihe River are full of vitality, like large open-air markets, where tourists can enjoy watching, laughing, dancing, tasting delicious food, and fully enjoy the prosperity of the night. Welcome the small vendors who set up stalls with enthusiasm, adding to the entertainment atmosphere of the night. Tianjin Ancient Culture Street is located outside the northeast corner of Nankai District, Tianjin, on the west bank of the Haihe River. It is a commercial pedestrian street and one of the 10 scenic spots in Jinmen. The ancient cultural street imitates the architecture of the Ming and Qing dynasties, still maintaining the architectural style and basic lines of the past. The shops are arranged in rows, gathering nearly 100 stores, making it a gathering place for Tianjin's time-honored folk handicraft shops. In the streets of over 600 meters, they are filled with rich Chinese, Tianjin, ancient, and cultural flavors. Every trip gives people a feeling of wanting more. This ancient street located in Nankai District is full of strong historical atmosphere. Strolling along the Bluestone Road, it feels like passing through time and returning to that bustling ancient era. On both sides of the street, there are numerous shops selling various traditional crafts and specialty snacks. Here you can taste authentic fried dough twists, iri fried cake and other delicacies, as well as buy exquisite clay figurines, willow youth paintings and other handicrafts. In addition, the ancient culture street also gathers numerous cultural relics, such as the Tianhe Palace and the Confucian Temple, allowing you to gain a deeper understanding of Tianjin's history and culture during your visit. Quanjai Alley is one of the 3 major historical and cultural protection areas in Chengdu, alongside Desai Temple and Wenshu Monastery. It is composed of 3 streets, Quangxiangzi, Narrow Xiangzi, and Jingxiangzi, as well as a surrounding courtyard group. Quanjai Alley is a microcosm of Chengdu, a city that combines ancient charm and youthful atmosphere. When people come here, they can experience 2 completely opposite but not contradictory feelings. Narrow alley and wide alley are opposite, but there is actually no distinction between the 2 alleys in terms of width. Instead, because in the past, ordinary civilians gathered here, the area of each residential house was relatively small, appearing relatively narrow. So there is also a saying in the local area that, wide alleys are not wide, narrow alleys are not narrow. Since ancient times, narrow alleys have been a gathering place for the traditional living atmosphere of Chengdu, and are the best place to experience the leisurely and soothing pace of life of Chengdu people. On both sides of the narrow alley, traditional style buildings are gathered, planted with a large number of golden bamboo and climbing plants. The street is decorated and illuminated with antique wall lamps, while the courtyard facing the street displays many unique goods in glass windows. In addition, there are many Western-style restaurants, light dining, coffee, art and leisure, health and lifestyle centers, and specialty cultural-themed stores here, forming a unique and exquisite lifestyle area. In this charming land of Sichuan, the fusion of food and culture is everywhere. From bustling cities to tranquil towns, every place hides mouth-watering delicacies. In Jinli Ancient Street in Chengdu, there are not only antique buildings and a strong cultural atmosphere, but also a popular snack that makes people laugh, dog poop candy. This is a trip that combines cultural exploration and culinary enjoyment. Let's embark on a sweet exploration journey of Jinli Ancient Street together, unlock the fun of Sichuan specialty dog poop candy, taste Chongqing Chengdu snacks, and stroll through the ancient streets to enjoy a snack feast. Jinli Ancient Street, located near Wuhou Temple in Chengdu, is one of the most famous historical and cultural districts in Chengdu. This not only reproduces the architectural style of the Three Kingdoms period, but also gathers characteristic snacks and handicrafts from various parts of Sichuan. Walking on the Bluestone Road, flanked by antique shops and lively street life, it feels like traveling back to the era when heroes emerged. On this land full of historical atmosphere, dog poop candy, with its unique name and quirky packaging, has become a unique scenic spot on Jinli Ancient Street. The history of face changing in Sichuan opera can be traced back to the Qing dynasty and is a unique theatrical culture in the Sichuan region. This skill not only requires actors to possess superb performance abilities, but also requires a profound understanding of the character's psychology and emotions. By understanding the historical origins of face changing in Sichuan opera, you can gain a deeper understanding of the inheritance and development of this art form. Sichuan opera is one of the traditional Chinese opera genres, popular in eastern and central Sichuan, Chongqing, as well as some areas of Guizhou and Yunnan. Sichuan opera facial makeup is an important component of Sichuan opera performance art, and is an artistic treasure created and passed down by generations of Sichuan opera artists. Sichuan opera face changing is one of the special effects performed in Sichuan opera, used to reveal the changes in the inner thoughts and emotions of characters in the play, that is, to transform abstract emotions and psychological states that are invisible and imperceptible into concrete images that are visible and perceptible, facial masks. Sichuan opera face changing is a special technique used in Sichuan opera art to shape characters. It is a romantic technique that reveals the inner thoughts and emotions of characters in the play. Sichuan opera face changing is a special technique used in Sichuan opera art to shape characters. It is a romantic technique that reveals the inner thoughts and emotions of characters in the play. Legend has it that face changing refers to ancient humans depicting their faces in different ways to scare invading wild beasts in order to survive. Sichuan opera brought face changing to the stage and used exquisite techniques to make it a unique art form. Chengdu is a lazy city, and people living in the city indulge in everything about life. The sound of mahjong, the aroma of large bowls of tea, the taste of hot pot, and the transformation of Sichuan opera faces are all unique features of Chengdu's streets and alleys. As a city nourished by tea, how can you not experience the cup tea here when you come to Chengdu? Some people say that if you hear the sound of mahjong playing below while flying, you will know that you have arrived in Chengdu. In fact, Chengdu is a relatively leisurely city with a slower pace of life. What better reflects the slow pace of Chengdu is its tea culture. This is the city with the most tea houses, and tea houses are also the most crowded places in Chengdu, with more people than hot pot restaurants. There are several traditional tea houses in People's Park, most of which are mainly in classical style, with exquisite decoration and elegant environment. In these tea houses, you can taste authentic Chengdu tea and feel the fragrant atmosphere of the tea. Tea house staff are usually very willing to explain the types of tea leaves, brewing methods, and tea ceremony etiquette, allowing you to learn about traditional tea culture in a relaxed environment. When you come to Chengdu, you must go and see pandas. The Chengdu research base of giant panda breeding is located at 1375 Panda Avenue, Changhua District, Chengdu City, Sichuan Province. It is a world-renowned giant panda relocation protection base, scientific research breeding base, public education base, and educational tourism base. The total area of Chengdu Research Base of giant panda breeding is 3,570 acres, including an expansion area of 2,535 acres. The base simulates the wild ecological environment of giant pandas through landscaping techniques, with orderly distribution of giant panda delivery rooms, panda breeding areas, research centers, and panda hospitals, and several luxurious panda villas scattered in the mountains and forests. As an ecological demonstration project for the relocation and conservation of giant pandas, it is renowned for protecting and breeding endangered wildlife species unique to China, such as giant pandas and red pandas. The Chengdu Research Base of giant panda breeding was established on the basis of raising, treating, and breeding giant pandas at Chengdu Zoo. In 1997, an open laboratory was established. In 2019, the base received over 9 million domestic and foreign tourists. Dongjiao Memory, formerly known as Chengdu East District Music Park, is a multicultural park that integrates music, art, drama, photography and other cultural forms. It is an industrial heritage-themed tourist destination, an art and cultural exhibition settlement, a cultural and artistic creation exchange park, and a highland of Chengdu's cultural and creative industries. Dongjiao Memory was originally the former site of Chengdu Electronic Tube Factory, which is a place that carries the industrial memory of the city. Tall factories, old equipment, abandoned pipelines. These relics of the industrial era still maintain their original appearance under the baptism of time. However, through creative transformation, these industrial sites have transformed into exhibition spaces for modern art, full of fashion and vitality. Dongjiao Memory has also attracted a large number of literary and artistic youth to come and check in with its unique artistic atmosphere. There are numerous small cultural shops such as cafes, bookstores, and handicraft shops here, each filled with a fresh and refreshing atmosphere. Here, you can quietly savor a cup of coffee, read a good book, appreciate a handicraft, and enjoy the leisurely time belonging to the artistic youth.